loves, it's Holly back with Posh Glam and Pristine. And so today we are going to be looking at some happy planner things. As you probably kind of know, I have been away, but for good reason, because I needed to move a whole office. And now that I'm back to getting settled, one of the things that I really wanted to work on was budget planning. New home, trying to launch a few new Etsy things, trying to begin to monetize my blog. So I just really wanted a way to track what money I'm bringing in, what I'm spending out, being a little bit more detailed. So this right here is actually my happy planner, obviously. It is the classic size, and I've had this for a little while. So I've been a happy planner since July of 2018 using this particular version. This particular one goes for 2 years, so I won't need to buy one until I think the end of December, if I remember correctly. But the one thing that I wanted to do was to make sure that I did not have my budget information in my happy planner. This particular planner, even though it is a big size, I actually carry it everywhere. When I'm going to work, I kind of have like a big work bag, so it does work for me to be able to carry this particular one. But I didn't want personal things like my budget to always be in here. And so if I was out somewhere and I wanted to work on the budget, I wanted something small enough that I could take it and still take this. But at the same time, if I'm just taking this, I could still leave my budget planner information somewhere where I could grab it really quickly at home. So what I actually decided to do is to switch it up and do something they kind of call Franken planning. I'm not even sure if this actually counts, but this particular happy planner that you see is actually the happy planner notes. So if you open it up, and we'll skip this page and come back, you'll see that this particular version has the lined paper. One, because I just like the neatness of it. The pink disc, obviously I was attracted to the pink. But then I also enjoyed it because it still has your traditional kind of tabbed binder pieces that you see. I love this particular one, radiate positive vibes. And then it also has one more tab. So all in all, between all three of these tabs combined, you actually get 60 sheets of paper. What I'm actually going to do is take out this back one. While it does have pink on it, it's not necessarily my favorite one. I'm going to keep the very first one in because obviously it has a pink tab. I'm going to keep the teal tab because my company's colors for the Posh Glam and Pristine blog are that pink and teal color. And then what I did was I also purchased the budget planner budget edition to kind of track my spending. So we're actually going to open this up together because I haven't even seen what's in it. This particular product I was able to score in Hobby Lobby. I know you can get it on Happy Planner's website, but I just happened to be in Hobby Lobby and purchased it. So this is kind of cool. It comes with stickers, which I was not aware of that. Very pretty stickers. And then let's just get into the tabs. So again, you have your cover so that you know that this particular one is leading to your budget. You have a savings catcher to kind of, I guess, set a goal and decide how much money you want to save. You kind of have a mini calendar, which is cool. I didn't know that this particular piece was in here. And then this is actually what I was interested in, was this particular checklist of these are your bills, this is when it's due, and an expense tracker so that you can kind of see how much money you're spending out, the ways you're spending it, which my check off for cash would be very limited just because I tend to do a little bit more credit card, debit card, etc. I'm not a big cash carrier. So this may actually help me to do more cash carrying. And then you have a budget review, a monthly budget, and then it goes on to do the same thing, it looks like, again. So what I'm going to do is take a pause. I'm going to count and see how many of these sections we have, get some labeling done, and I'll come back and show you what I've done to combine the budget planner into the Happy Notes notebook. Hey Bells, so we are back with the Franken planning that I'm doing using the Happy Notes notebook and the budget planner that fits this particular size Happy Planner Notes notebook. And truthfully, in time, it's taken me about 20 minutes to kind of flip through it, get a vision of what I wanted this particular budget notebook to look like starting out. So if you recall earlier, I did say that I was going to remove one of the tabs because I wasn't really a fan of the saying behind here. But I was a fan of this back. Obviously, it's got that pink tab on it. So what I decided to do was kind of also Franken plan the top and put focus. I thought this was unique and probably a good fit for this because since this is just going to be my budget planner, you kind of want to remember to focus on those budget goals so that you can make those at the end of each month. In my original actual Happy Planner Classic that I use as far as happy planning, you can see I kind of, when we started in January, I created this little simple budgeting piece that is, you can't actually see it right here, but it just shows like a savings tracker, and I really wanted to get more detailed. So to kind of Franken plan this, what I did was I took one of the notes from this particular like boss sheet, the scrapbook paper. This is where this comes from. I cut out one of the little things and just kind of glued it on here, and then I will run this through my laminator. And the great thing is, since I have the Happy Planner hole punch, I can go back and punch this again to get the same punches so that I can still stick it back in my Happy Planner. This right here, I used the packaging that the budget planner came in to save the notebook paper, because I can always go back in here and add this notebook paper. When I open it up, you'll see why. And actually, I also used this particular piece to put the picture in this picture frame, and it says "Outdream Yourself." I wanted to make sure I still showed the clear, so that kind of works for dual purposes. So let's take a look at what is now in my Happy Planner. I'm gonna close my actual Happy Planner so that it gets a little bit neater and gets the black. So as you can see, I kind of started picking off some of the stickers. What I did not realize at first was that for the months, they actually have two of each one in terms of the smaller written months, and then they have kind of like the bigger months right here. So I left the front cover as it is and kind of put Posh here so that I can keep some business notes. And then what I already kind of started doing was writing down what are some of my budget goals as far as it relates to my business, and some personal goals, some goals that I want to reach like right now, maybe within like the next 1 to 2 months. And then I also put some as end of the year goals in terms of reaching them by December. Then I have a little space that just says dream, so I can just keep some random doodles or whatever comes to my mind that doesn't really fit in that front section about budget goals. Let's keep going. So if you're looking at this, and I'm going to pause and cut this light out and see if I can get some better light, so give me like 3 seconds. Okay, so I have a little bit better lighting. I have to find somewhere in my moving boxes my actual desk lighting. Don't ask me where it is. Upstairs, downstairs, around the stairs, is somewhere. But I'm going to find it eventually because I have to have better lighting. So with the budget planner, as you can see, the little insert fits perfectly. To me, this color, the green, really pops up against the pink standard disc. Sorry, I had to remember what you call these things. Now, for me, I did choose to take one of these inserts out just because I did try to insert the budget planner and then keep all 3 of the lined notebook papers. But since these are smaller discs, it just got too bulky to close. And I still wanted it to close and look like an actual happy planner and make it easy to carry. So if we just go back through, what I did do is on each of the tabs right now, this particular insert, it will go through at least September. So about halfway through a month, through the year or so. So you would need to. So I'm going to have to go back and buy another one to get me through the rest of 2019. But the good thing is it does give me at least a start. I did not put all of the stickers on. I just started with the month of April because I want to make sure that I'm going to like this setup before I say that this is the official setup that I'm going to use. I did take one of their little tabs that they have here that are blank for you to write on, and I just wrote budget, so that'll make it really easy for me to get to that budget section, since I still included the Happy Notes lined paper in the front. Haven't set a goal yet on here. I did set it kind of like in my front end of the paper, so I need to go back on here and write it down. And then with April, what I went ahead and did, and the reason why I started with April is today is like March 25th, so it really doesn't make sense to start at the end of the month. Let's start clean with the first of the month. I went through, and on my iPhone, I actually have a virtual calendar that already has down all of my bills and when they're due. So I simply took April and just kind of copied over, this is the month, this is when things are due. A few of these bills I've actually already prepaid. I didn't necessarily note that on this calendar. I just wanted the clear calendar to show me this is when what is coming out and what it is. For some of them, I wrote down the amount just because off the top of my head, I already know that's the amount because I either already paid it or that amount is the same amount. So it just is what it is. Lovely IRS right there is because I have no tax write-offs, so obviously I'm trying to pay that down. Woo-hoo. And so the next thing that you get is the checklist of the bill when it's due. So it's like a different way to write it and the amount and what you paid. This particular piece in terms of what the amount was is going to be really unique for me because there are certain bills that I pay over just so that it's a nice even amount, or I don't know, that's just what I tend to do. So I'll be able to say this is that price, but this is actually what I paid. I did take these stickers that have the dates here, and I went ahead and put one for the month of April. I didn't put the other one here just because since it's all in one page, really, really neatly, I know this whole month is relating to April. And so I used the second one to make the tab really clear that this is for April so that I can jump from different months. The expense tracker. So this is pretty straightforward as well in terms of what's going out and what's going in. I'm not sure what this is going to look like completely. And the reason why I'm saying that is I'm thinking about having one side in terms of this is home expenses and then the other side as my business expenses, because those are a little bit differently. Right now I do keep all of my business information on an Excel spreadsheet, and it's very detailed, very neat, very organized. I keep that along with the travel. Again, all of that is electronic, so I'm just not sure if I'm going to want to write both of these separate. But the one thing I really do want to do is start to see where the money for the household is going, so I know at least one side is going to be designated for home life. I'm just trying to decide if both sides should be home life. And again, since this is my first time using this, April is probably going to look a lot differently than what it looks like later on once I'm in a rhythm. You have 2 pages of expenses. I don't have that many expenses coming out like that. So we'll see. I may not need all of those. The other piece, which is unique, and when I was doing the video earlier, I actually missed this part, is a budget review. To me, this is important because this is allowing you time to reflect. So the number one thing is like, what did you have the most trouble on? What can you improve for the next month? And reminding you to set goals for the month that you're getting ready to go into. So I actually like that process of going back and looking at this is what you did, this is what you did right, but this is where you need to go get your life in order for next month. Then this last piece that's here, and this particular one, the way that it's set up is actually here for April before you go to the April tab. So this right here would be your starting point for the next month. So since I'm starting in April, once I got here, this would be my starting point of where I'm starting with March. So I'm looking forward to using this. I also like this page because it kind of shows you these are the bills that are the same no matter what. Kind of like I said earlier on the calendar, I had written down a few things because I knew that was the price, that was the price. Like the storage bill, $52. That doesn't change for like a year. So that's the price. The goal is that I'm out of the storage before the change because I have a new home. So there's no reason to keep paying storage. And then it has the variable things, so things that fluctuate. So for me right now, my light bill, since I'm in a new home, would fluctuate. But in the past, I usually set up the standard pay this one amount for each month, just to keep it a consistent payment, so that you kind of know where you're going with it. Since my home is actually a new home, there is no way for me to go back and see, well, this is probably what you should be paying, so this is what we're going to do. So it's going to take me like a year to be able to possibly get my light bill on that set. This is what you should pay every month, which isn't a big deal. So the other thing that I really like about this particular insert is they kept true to form with their planner, Happy Planner, and for each of their tab things, they're kind of simple reminders. So start wishing, start doing, then flip through. June has nothing, so I'll probably add something here. July has one, do something today. And the only thing I don't know is if when you buy a second insert, if everything in here is the same. More than likely it is. If that's the case, I may decide to take something like a sticker or something and decorate it and switch out the wording. Another cool feature that I did not realize when we first opened the packet is that the Happy Planner, the budget insert, also includes this nice little folder in case you need to like just save something, I don't know, maybe a bill or something. I do wish that the stickers had been like thin enough to fit in there, but since I don't plan to walk around a lot with this particular notebook out in public, they'll actually fit in my classic planner inside the folder perfectly. So that'll be where I keep my stickers so that I can get back to them, since I did only set up the stickers with the month of April. Here we go, all in for April budget planning. Again, feel free to ask me any questions, but just know that I'm a newbie at this. Feel free to venture out and purchase this at Hobby Lobby or Joann's or your favorite craft store and get started on budget planning with me. But whatever you do, as always, stay fabulous, Bells.